Hello guys, recently I published my Compound V project in Minecraft Bedrock, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make the first 10 powers in Minecraft Bedrock. And I'm also going to showcase every power once more so you have a plan of what they do. This is a tutorial series that will be split into I think 6 parts, and in the last part we're going to cover the actual Compound V itself, and in the first 5 parts just the superpowers. So yeah, let's get started. The first one is super speed. So you can kind of run through mobs if I hit them. And this is really simple. Also, the tutorial as a whole is rather advanced. So if I'm saying like create a scoreboard or something, I'm not going to show you how to do that every time. This says if you have a stick and then gives you a speed effect of 50. You can change this effect to whatever you want up to 255. But that's really fast. I don't think you want to go that fast. So then if any non-armor stand entity that's a mob within a range of 1 block, then you also display this ground smash center particle. You play that sound, meeting the same conditions. And yeah, this is just damage. And oh yeah, before I forget it, this 5 damage, you can change it to any amount of damage you want. And now this is the text that's displayed. Again, only if you hold a stick with a data value of 1. And if you change any of this, then you can also adjust the text that's displayed, this text here. Next one is the Cancerous tentacles from Billy Butcher. You can see this is what the tentacles do basically. They spread randomly, and this is the most complicated part about this. But let's just rush through these. So yeah, first, by the way, you're gonna need at least 1 crouch detection for all of this, but then you should be good to go. You don't need to add this for every single power that needs you to detect crouching. This requires you also to create a scoreboard that's named crouch. Detects if you're not crouching, this detects if you're crouching, and again, then if you've built this detection once, you're good to go. For the other commands, you're not gonna need this detection. And yeah, alright, this displays the text. This kills all tentacles within a... if you stop sneaking, sorry. And this removes the tentacle from everything that's not a boat afterward. But this isn't really important yet, you can't know what this does yet. We're gonna find out later a bit. So basically now, if you crouch while holding a string, then you summon a boat, which basically is just a boat for now, and it's in the air, so it can act as a projectile. And the boat gets the tentacle. And again, this is where this comes into play. As soon as you stop sneaking, the tentacle boat is killed again and stuff. So then this is just a sound that you can't really hear, honestly, because the camera is moved. And now this summons, I think it is 6 armor stands in total that are all named tentacle at different positions. You might need to pause this video at some points because it's just really many command blocks. And yeah, everyone then gets the tag stand, so every player that's sneaking while holding the string, and gets the tag active, so that the commands don't keep triggering. Then as soon as a player stops sneaking, they get removed the tag active. And yeah, this is just the commands that each player with the tag stand runs all the time. Sorry for my kind of bad explanation, I'm doing this in a hurry. Yeah, and you see, this really just here sets the camera, makes the player unable to move while performing the attack. This moves the tag stand again later, and then if you don't have the tag stand, your camera is cleared as well. So yeah, the tentacle boats, which first kind of indicate the target, or set a target, teleport forwards, and then add the tag tentacle to the mob they hit, or the player they hit actually. This is also a possibility. And then the tentacle boat, well, this is conditional, as you can see here, is also killed, so that you can't select multiple targets at once. And if you don't select any target within 25 blocks, so after this boat has traveled a total amount of 25 blocks, the boat also dies. Yeah, these are just the tentacles. Now you're gonna have to add the scoreboard that's named direction. Well, this is not necessary yet, but this is just really the forward teleportation. And the tentacles are the one that actually make tentacles, which can be seen later. It's a bit more complicated. This is just for the different directions, so that the spread is kind of randomized, if you will. This randomizes the directions, well, actually every single tick. This gives invisibility to all of the armor stands, of course. And wait, what does this one do again? Yeah, this command block here just makes all of the tentacle armor stands move toward the target that's selected, because the target has the tag tentacle, and so on. And obviously also only if the one having the tag tentacle isn't the boat. But yeah, that's cleared out the way anyway. And well, each tentacle is also going to be removed if the tentacle target dies or doesn't keep attack in some way. So, wait, I think I skipped something, didn't I? No, I didn't. Each armor stand that's named Tentacle P, which is for Tentacle Particle, runs this command here that damages all entities, which, of course, I'm not the player creating them. Then, yeah, this is what I was looking for. Each tentacle named armor stand is gonna run a command that if there's no armor stand named Tentacle P within a range of 0.3 blocks, that's gonna summon an armor stand named Tentacle P. And again, these are just going to be the particles that are displayed continuously. Obviously, they also get invisibility because you don't want to see them. Then they teleport themselves to their current position, so they really just stay there continuously till they die. And display this particle. Yeah, this again is why the particles just stay there instead of being removed after some time if I don't do anything or the target doesn't die. So yeah, each armor stand that's called Tentacle P, of course, with the time score, that doesn't have the tag dissolve, gets added one time each single tick, as you can see here. And you need to create a scoreboard named time for this, of course. Then every armor stand that has the tag dissolve gets removed the time tick. So this basically just makes sure that armor stands that live the longest, or that have been there for the longest, will also take the longest to be removed again. Yeah, then each armor stand with a tag dissolve that has a time score of 0 or less. Yeah. So and then these two command blocks here make sure that they get added the tag dissolve appropriately. Then each tentacle, so armor stand that's named Tentacle, is gonna affect every tentacle tagged entity that's in the boat with a range of 1 block. Levitation with an amplifier of 3 for 1 second. And yeah, then if the entity is in the air, so if it's 2 blocks up the air, then it's gonna damage itself by 29. Okay. Now, after that, they of course are gonna remove the take air from themselves again, and the armor stands that are named Tentacle will just die, which on the other hand will cause all the Tentacle P armor stands to get the tag dissolve. This is also unconditional here, by the way. And yeah, the Tentacle P's also get added the tag dissolve then. this really, I've just added so many ways to add the tag dissolved to the tentacle P armor stance to be 100% sure. I've actually done a tutorial for this already. This is the head explosion ability kind of thing from Victoria Newman from the show. And yeah, this is another sneak detection which you don't need to build if you've built this one already. I kind of forgot to remove this. And now, this is important. I know I've included this tag equals not active in quite a few of these command blocks here, but as long as they have a cooldown, as the abilities have a cooldown, you don't actually need this tag not active, because initially I didn't have cooldowns and added them later. So yeah, just remove this section saying tag equals not active. Okay, yeah, this also just summons a boat. If the CD head E, which is the cooldown for the head explosion ability, equals 0, of course you need to add this one as well if you haven't already. And yeah, this summons a boat if you crouch and hold the coding item and stuff. It's a redstone with a data value of 1. I'm really sorry if I'm rushing through all of these a bit, but this video is 10 minutes long already. So yeah, then the boats obviously get the tag head explosion. Again, this whole command block here is pointless. No, this one isn't pointless, in fact. This adds the cooldown. And this one is pointless as well, because again, you don't need this whole tag equals active stuff, tag equals not active stuff, as long as the ability has a cooldown. Because the cooldown kind of just does the same thing. As long as you hold a redstone dust item, you of course get added the tag CD head E, but 0 of this. So just that you kind of are registered in the scoreboard. I don't know how to put that. And each 20 ticks, one cooldown is removed. All the boats with a coding tag teleport themselves a bit forwards. Then they add the tag head explosion to their target. Really, I'm so sorry if I'm rushing through these. I'm kind of not explaining too well in this tutorial. Then, yeah, if the entity is still there, which is the case, the boat kills itself. Yeah, this was the right thing. And if the player isn't nearby, the boat also kills itself. So, by the way, how you can adjust these range values is that you need to change this value here, because this tests if there's not a player within a range of 45 blocks, basically, or in fact it does test if there is a player which is not in a range of 45 blocks. I think that just was the same. Oh wait, well, whatever. Yeah, this number basically is just the range, is what I'm trying to say. And where was I? Yeah, this is just a bunch of play sound commands which you can copy and pause the video as soon as you can't come along. Okay, then you need to load a structure. So first you need to save a structure, name it head E, like this. Alright. And then, before you save it, obviously, you put a ton of beds that are named Blood P inside there. Okay, is it clear? But really a bunch of beds, and they all need to be in one block. Just make sure to do this with some command block of some sort. Then, of course, yeah, the entity that's tagged gets 65 damage, which is quite much. And I kind of forgot the tick delays. This tick delay of 1 is also 1. They just kind of stay 1. Alright, until this bit, this is 5. Okay, and then if the target survives, the tag head E is removed again. And as I already told you, you need to save the structure, and the beds, as I said, are named blood P. They run these blood particles, get invisible, of course. And now you need to create a scoreboard that's named drop, which determines which item they drop. You also need to add scoreboard named time, but this should have happened already. And for all of these here, for all of these structures, which are basically like kind of resembling guts and blood and stuff, you need to create a structure that's named redstone. In this example, put redstone ore in it. For this, create a structure named dye, put red dye in it. And for this, use these, I don't know how they are named, some sorts of vines from the nether, these red ones. This clears the blood particles. This adds 1 time to the blood particles each tick. And these command blocks here also make sure that the items don't stay that long. So all of the items I just told you to put in a structure that can be dropped randomly, get killed if they have a time score of 60. So that means that they get killed if they happen in the world for 3 seconds in total. This is just, again, this whole text that's displayed if you're holding the item, and this is the tag that's displayed if you're holding the item and have a cooldown. Now these are 3 pretty easy ones with that we can kind of just rush through. Super strength, super speed. Well, this is super speed and this is kind of bad super speed, if you will, and this is a high jump ability. So if you have raw iron with a data of 1, you get strength 2 each tick. This is the tag that's displayed. Kind of same goes for raw gold. This time it's speed, and the tag is a bit different. And for the high jump, it's kind of a higher value for jump boost, because otherwise the item would suck, or the power would suck. And this is the tag that's displayed, text that's displayed. Now the semi-flight ability allows you to fly like this. As the ability's name already tells you, this isn't really flight, but it's something kind of comparable to that. Especially nice if you also have jump boost, because you get slow falling. Then if you have a feather with a data value of 1, I think you already know this principle that I'm showing you. And if you sneak, and again, if you have already built a sneak detection, that's completely fine. But if you want to, I don't know, maybe build just this ability, create this crouch scoreboard, and also create the crouch detection. Then you get levitation 6 for a second anyway. As soon as you crouch, you also start emitting these particles below your feet. If you don't crouch, you get slow falling while holding the item, of course. And this is the text that's displayed. And just a quick reminder, you can change this kind of text to say whatever you want, if you, I don't know, want to make the UI different. Okay, we've got 3 more abilities to go. This first is the emotion manipulation. It was an idea by one of the ever-changing ones from Discord. And to just kind of showcase it, I'm gonna summon an iron golem. You can see mobs will just start attacking one central mob that you hit. And I named this item emotion control, which I'm really sorry for. But it should be emotion manipulation. This again has a cooldown, so create the scoreboard CD emotion. Again, this whole tag equals not active thing, just leave it out and leave everything with the tag active out. So I don't want to hear any complaints about this in the comments. Why doesn't this work? Why doesn't this work? If it's due to the tag active, I don't know, only being partially removed to something. Also remove the command blocks that, well, apply the tag active, or just don't apply it. Yeah, this summons a boat if you sneak. This adds the tag emotion manipulate to the boat, which I think I should have just named emotion M. This summons this displays a particle around yourself and plays a sound. This pitch here you can change to whatever you want. This also plays another sound. I'm not quite sure if you can hear it that well in the recording. So this gives you invisibility for 5 seconds. This is kind of also what this cloudy particle is for. You get a cooldown of 12 seconds. And also these cooldowns, they can all be edited to be however long you want. And then these two command blocks here are just basically crap. You don't need them if you've removed the tag active from all other command blocks before. So then if you are holding a turtle scoot, you get 0 of the emotion cooldown thing, which is important again. And with a tick delay of 20, you also lose 1 CD emotion each second. This is just for the boat to be moved. And well, this displays a particle below the boat. But I think if you're watching this video, you'll probably also know how to make boat particles, and if you've made it, boat projectiles, if you've made it to here. Yeah, this kind of just displays another particle as soon as the boat hits the ground. The boat, not... I don't mean the boat, I mean the projectile, because the boat is so much higher, high in the air. Yeah. This also just plays a sound. If you're close to the boat, to the projectile, I'm sorry. Yeah, this one is for collision detection and kills the projectile if it collides with anything, at least any block. Yeah, this summons this displays a particle if the boat hits an entity, and also plays another sound if the boat hits an entity. I'm really sorry if I sometimes have to think about these, because I've basically worked on them once and then never touched these command blocks again till now. This is seems like it's much, but what basically it does is that it takes the entity that's being hit and then uses it to damage all other entities which are nearby, so that these are aggressive towards it. The player itself, no, not the player itself. Every entity within a certain range also gets speed 3 for 2 seconds, so that they can arrive at the damaging entity earlier. Yeah, then all of the other entities also display this particle, just to kind of indicate they're angry. And in the end, the boat also dies, which is responsible for the projectile. This is the range, and I think I said the range is 45, so yeah, this now is actually 45. So you can maybe see here it says unspecified damage, and I think you can see where I'm coming from with the statement. This is also just the cooldown again. Actually, phase out was another idea by one of the ever-changing ones from Discord, and it allows you to just float around a bit, leave your body. And you can also move through blocks, of course, and yeah, then you get teleported back to your position and get your game mode switches back to adventure, which is meant to be the standard game mode for this map or project. So now, for this, you actually have to work with tag active again. First, you summon an armor stand, and I'm not gonna always name the items that you need to hold for this to work, because you can read this yourself. Then you run particle command. You also play the sound, and other players nearby are as well. And now you again need to create a scoreboard that's named face_alt and get a random score between 100 and 200. So that's 5 seconds, that's 10 seconds. So it's anywhere between these two. And in the end, you are given the tag active again. And for this one, it actually doesn't really matter that much, because other command blocks I had already contained this. But for this one, you will again need a command block that removes the tag active again if you don't crouch. So now, the armor stands that are named body and so high up the air just teleport themselves to their current position, so that they stay there, don't fall down. get invisibility, of course, because, well, actually that's probably kind of unnecessary because I don't think you'd see them anyway. But just to be sure, why not? Then they also teleport each player with a face-out score of 1, because the face-out score obviously gets removed over time to their current position, so 100 blocks beneath them actually. And then if a player is there, the armor stands just die instantly. Each player with a face-out score of 2 or more gets set into spectator game mode. This also makes sense, I reckon. This is just the particles you display while in spectator mode. And this is the sound you play shortly before you're teleported. And yeah, this kind of just also implies that you will be teleported in a second because your camera view goes black. Then each tick, the players are also going to lose 1 face-out score. And in the end, if the face-out score is 1, then the players get set to adventure game mode. This is the text that is displayed while holding the item.